really been proved
Still
out.
pretty
It's still big. So
Yeah.
it's around 2,800.
2,800.
Yeah.
So it's still well above most ships, but until you get to the hull series,
I was going to say, I can't remember what a whole series.
the hull is over 3,000, so it's
still, yeah.
it's a lot,
Plenty.
but maybe not quite as much as people were hoping for originally.
I think
Well, I think
2,800 is still crazy.
A loss of cargo, but you're gaining so much more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's always a give and take with these things. Of we could make every ship do everything, but then they just become these humongous vessels. So it's always a trade.
I mean, the Kraken, for
Moving
reference,
now
is
up to
3,792
the
SCU,
bridge
and the
area.
Privateer is far
That
less. It
is very
sacrifices
much work in progress.
2/3 of its
The,
cargo, basically, for the
bridge
store
is
capacity,
quite
which, to be fair, it has more stores than the Banu merchantman, and that was makes you money.
is
And the landing pads on top are going to be very desirable. You can make it a
around
personal
2,
space station.
and we're sort of averaging
But,
averaging that daily, so a lot
Ooh,
of ships
yeah,
this new stuff.
2,800
But in this
SCU.
new sort of configuration, you were able to access the bridge, but you're also able to access the remote, not the man turret.
I mean, you've got the
More
dual size 8
experience,
on
and
there.
also
You've got
you've got
4
side
PDSs that are
consoles,
independent, that are
two-
properly distributed, 2 on top, 2 on the bottom.
It's like it's not a meditation
Dual
room,
size
it's
4
like a
remote
bar.
turrets, cockpit accessible.
Also, they improved
Pilot
it,
guns,
Yeah.
but they're much smaller.
It's kind of like a
based
sort of
on what I
sacred
understand.
space, where sort of the Banu can sort of pay.
Defender dock hangar with and it has a med bay.
It's kind of the theory.
But they haven't really said what level of med bay it has. Like, is it a tier 1, tier 2? I'm guessing a tier 2, but so basic regeneration, but not the best of the best medical, but we'll find out. I mean, the ship does everything else. But those dual size 8s are just deeply, deeply impressive. This is this has got some teeth, this ship. And it's going to have capital class shields. I mean, that's just a given for the sheer size of this thing.
It's an 8-person crew now, so there's space for 4 on the bridge. Obviously, there's 4 stations there. You have 1 person that can go to the manned turrets towards the rear, 1 person that can fly the defender, and that leaves 2 to deal with everything else whilst you're flying around, because you can still trade whilst flying around, but it's probably not the wisest of ideas if the person who's come on board to trade has left their ship behind. So
I mean, it might be good for
yeah,
negotiations.
it's good for negotiations.
Yeah.
But that 8 crew can then fill the 8 shops if you're just landed on a planet somewhere.
That's a cool concept. I did not think of that. I was wondering why 8 crews. That seems a little high. I was thinking 5 or 6.
Let 1 person do.
But if
do
you're running
18
shops.
Yep. This is an example. Well,
I think also those
full-size image of,
dual
that
size
particular
4
concept.
remote turrets on the bottom are
Bridge,
well
and again, you can
placed.
see the sort of
If you have a single choke
superstructure
point going
that's
in and out that large
all
ramp
layering
/
on.
stairwell, if say somebody
So
steals something from a
you can
shop,
change
the
the
turrets will
configuration systems
basically
image.
sort that problem out very
But a lot
quickly,
of-
one way
a lot
or
of
another.
everything is gonna get
You know, it kind of
into
discourages
protection
theft
and
from the from
materials.
the merchant.
Again, just continuing with that flow of from back to front, basically, always sort of this tree of life and going to the node.
2,800
By the
SCU.
time people
And it
see
can hold
this
vehicles too. They showed a cyclone in the bottom where this Xian
it's
tech
actually had
allowed
some
that
stuff
floating
Yeah, that's true.
pad to come in
Yeah.
and out to load
actually in
and
production
unload.
now after
And the
12
cargo's
years.
internalized.
It's going to be good.
So,
This is actually one of the ships.
Very
that I'm
exciting
really
ship.
excited about kind of playing with in game. It's just such a kind of, like I say, it's got that kind of full trading experience, but it feels like a proper home that you can.
The
live on,
price
and
will
it's got
grow on
great
this ship.
weaponry as well, which-
I'm not going to show the entire
out and just
video from CitizenCon because I'm just trying to.
Option.
I'm not going to show the entire thing. This is more about
people see it.
detailing where it is in the
Yeah,
lineup
yeah.
and what it can do. I think that this is an incredible ship, and I'm very excited to see. I think this is going to be vindication for the BMM fans out there to finally see some movement on this ship. I think the price point is going to increase, even though it is already high at the 500 USD. I think it's going to go even higher. Do keep in mind the Kraken Privateer is its hard cap, which is 4 times the amount. I think that the amount of stuff this can do with the size 8 guns, the med bay, the bizarre awesome setup of all the sorts of stores and keeping some of its style and its alien. Don't forget the alien tax on ships of this scale. I'd probably see this thing clock in around 725, 750. I wouldn't be surprised the next time it goes up or in the future. This is definitely an exciting ship. I'm curious to see, now that it's in production, how quickly it'll move, and maybe this will have movement on other things. Also, I was surprised to see a lot of Xi'an tech, although it makes sense the Banu would adopt things from the humans, the Xi'an themselves, and kind of just crunch it all together into something that really makes sense. But it's a very exciting ship. Can't wait to see it in the game. And yeah, let's go Banu Merchantman. I want to thank everybody who checks out these videos, and if you made it this far, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. We're trying to hit 500 subscribers to have a community tab, to have some great resources for new and returning folks to Star Citizen. Thank you again for all your help and getting to that goal.